You are walking alone through a dense stretch of timber. When the wind dies, the ambient noise drops to zero. In that heavy silence, many people report an unmistakable skin-crawling sensation, the feeling of being watched. Humans instinctively attribute this dread to the supernatural, populating the shadows with the ghosts and malicious entities of folklore. This feeling originates from a specific measurable biological event triggered by the surrounding environment. The most infamous haunted forests function as regions where the geography itself is uniquely tuned to overwhelm human biology. In the American South, the Great Dismal Swamp stretches across the border of Virginia and North Carolina. This terrain of waterlogged cypress and thick algae has isolated travelers for centuries, giving rise to stories of witches and strange glowing lights. Thousands of miles away, Aokigahara, Japan's Sea of Trees, thrives on the hardened lava of Mount Fuji. Its staggeringly dense canopy has birthed generations of dark legends. Culturally, these woods are the domain of the vengeful spirits of the dead, set to hunt anyone who wanders off the established paths. Despite their geographic differences, these forests share a common reputation for driving the human mind into states of paranoia and despair. The breakdown begins with the physical terrain. Aokigahara sits on hardened, porous volcanic rock. These deep cavities actively absorb sound, creating unnerving dead zones of absolute silence. Magnetic anomalies within this rock spin compasses away from true north, stripping wanderers of their directional tools and inducing a state of acute weight losing. This sensory isolation triggers a psychological state known in Buddhist philosophy as thenamida, a profound mental sloth and torpor caused by a lack of external stimulus. Thenamita makes the mind resemble a bowl of water choked with vegetation. The surface becomes so obscured it cannot reflect reality. Physical exhaustion accelerates this stagnation. The brain becomes stuck, starved of reliable input, unable to process the environment when the mind is trapped in torpor. Silence. It begins to invent threats as a survival mechanism, forcing the body to remain alert. This internal alert system functions even when we are unaware of any specific danger. In 2013, researchers studied a cortically blind patient whose eyes functioned, but whose brain could not consciously process sight. Scientists showed the patient images of faces. Visual data entered his eyes but was blocked before reaching the visual cortex. He saw nothing. Yet his amygdala, the brain's fear center, spiked the data routed through a subconscious pathway, bypassing conscious sight entirely. The feeling of being watched originates in this ancient subconscious threat detection system. It fires off whenever the brain perceives a direct gaze, even if we cannot see the eyes ourselves in the middle of an empty forest. The brain is detecting a trigger that the eyes and ears cannot find. The environmental cause of this supernatural threat is a phenomenon known as infrasound. These are ultra-low frequency sound waves below 20 Hz. They are completely imperceptible to human hearing, but they carry massive amounts of physical energy. Howling winds over dense thickets and volcanic caves broadcast these silent acoustic signals. Our brains detect the pressure waves even if our ears register only silence. Because we cannot hear these frequencies, they are absorbed directly by human tissue. At 18 Hz, human internal organs begin to vibrate in resonance with the environment. This internal vibration mimics the physical signs of a life-threatening crisis, triggering a systemic flood of cortisol into the bloodstream. This sudden hormonal surge results in acute irritability, a sense of profound sadness, and an overwhelming feeling of imminent dread. The body is reacting to the presence of an apex predator in these forests. The predator is the landscape itself. The history of Aokigahara and the Great Dismal Swamp is built on the reports of wanderers who suffered from severe, prolonged infrasound exposure. These topographies create environments of constant physiological stress, where wind and rock combine to influence human perception. When the hairs on your neck stand up in the deep woods, it is a sign that the environment is vibrating your nervous system. The forest is aware of your presence. Its physical reality is enough to alter the chemistry of the human mind.